Morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Sorry, completely forgot what I was doing then. I tried to turn my microphone on and it didn't work as usual. Morning, Axe. How are we doing? Morning, Danny. Morning, Soul Trader. How is everybody this wonderful Monday morning? Markets coming down, Euro's collapsing, all good. Making lots of money on my Euro New Zealand short for a change. Afternoon, Virginia. Morning, even Ace. Peter, how we doing? Got quite a lot going on this morning. Morning, Robert Themba, how we doing? I'm doing live testing on the new ORB version this morning. That's SIH. So just doing some more live testing. More importantly, live testing the MT5 version. So I'm hoping this is going to take a trade this morning. Just actually checking that I can trade micros on this. Yeah. Okay. So testing the MT5 version this morning, just doing a live test, just to make sure that that works. Just before I go into the news, just a quick update on that. The new ORB, where is it? That one. Coding's all finished. I've made a slight modification, which I've just got to test this morning when it takes its first trade. The partial profit take system, basically, I've made it dynamic so that you can adjust it live with a line. So basically the idea being when this takes a trade, when it puts the profit target in, you'll be able to adjust it. So it draws a line basically at the partial profit, and obviously it puts your TP in. But this will be clickable line which you can drag around. So if you, for example, we'll wait for this to take a trade and then I'll show you. But let's say, for example, the partial profit got put in there. It would make sense to put the partial profit there rather than take it there bang in the middle of a propulsion gap. You'd put it down at the origin of the move. So I just want to test that works this morning as well. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this while the market's opening. So that I can test stuff. Right. Euro US dollar stays still. Starting to roll over this morning. So yeah, I mean, that one's stuck at the minute, sideways. Totally sideways at the minute, but only need an ADR push on it. As soon as we break this low here, or this low here, so this is last week's low. This is the first attempt at the sellers to try and break back down for a profit take move, which they didn't manage to succeed in. So as soon as we break either this level or this level here, it's going to collapse. It's just whether or not they can do that. So all down to Trump. Speaking of Trump, we haven't had any news this weekend. So very, very quiet on the Trump front this weekend. So over the weekend news, there's a lot of Trump talk coming through, but nothing exciting said over the weekend. So it's our first weekend off of Trump mania. So nothing really exciting happened. The Houthis obviously, nothing really exciting happened. They did start a war with Iran by killing a load of Houthis with a load of missiles. But that obviously is only gonna strengthen what's been going on with the stock indices in just killing them. But yeah, that obviously did happen over the weekend. But other than that, not a lot else really from a financial perspective. So quiet one, finally. Things starting to calm down with tariffs. So looking ahead at this week, the 5-minute candle's just gone in. Let me just check. Okay, no trades on those two. Yes, the MT5 version is working, people. So far. Okay, so we'll see if we get a trade off the 10-minute ORB this morning. Right, come back to that in a minute. So this week, from a news perspective, we've got retail sales this afternoon for the US dollar, so fairly busy. this week. As you can see, there's a hell of a lot of interest rates this week. So US dollar core retail sales is the first thing today. That's coming out this afternoon, an hour before market open. So we may get some movement off of this, although I'm not sure really how important retail sales are at the moment, because really doesn't matter, does it? It's all about Trump. Morning, everybody else that I haven't said good morning to. Chris, Vitali, Joe. He has become hoarse from talking so much in the last weeks. Yeah, Trump, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully he gets a throat infection and he can't say anything ever again, but he can still type. Truth Social. So, yeah, we got that this afternoon. We've then got the Canadian CPI tomorrow afternoon as well. So we're expecting the CPI numbers for Canada to, well, it's a bit of a mixed bag, actually, but they are thinking that CPI is going to bounce, which would follow what's going on in the US at the moment. So that is a possibility that we get some CAD strength tomorrow. But whether or not the market pays much attention to this at the moment with what's going on with tariffs, I don't know. Because obviously CPI is going to go nowhere but up. They've just had a load of tariffs put on. Therefore, it's going to drive up inflation. So quite how CPI is going to affect the markets at the moment, we'll have to wait and see. With this month will be the first real round of CPI numbers we've had coming out since the tariff announcements. So it's the first time we're really going to see what impact they're going to make on the markets. But so CPI, we're expecting a bit of a CAD bounce tomorrow. We've then got the Bank of Japan rate, which is going to freeze. That comes out on Wednesday morning. So freezing rates on the BOJ. Potentially, we could get a move into that Monday, Tuesday, as the market sort of prepares itself ready for that to come through. We've then got the Fed rate at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. So we are anticipating a freeze on the Fed rates. No reason why we shouldn't. We've then got the press conference where Powell will lay out what he can't do because Trump is restricting everything he can do. So who knows? But yeah, I expect that to be doom and gloom. Powell's not one to mix words, and I suspect he's going to be very much along the lines of with what's going on with tariffs. We cannot forecast anything with any accuracy. We can't help control the economy. We're all screwed, basically, so everything's going to be going up. I can't see that being bullish for the US. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. You never know what's going to happen. He could also be paid £20 million by Trump to say what Trump wants, and he'll basically rally the market because he can. New Zealand's GDP is coming out overnight. We've got the Australian unemployment figures then following the morning. Then we've got the claimant count for the pound. Then we've got the Swiss interest rates. Again, Swiss are dropping interest rates, negative Swiss. So potential weakness coming on the Swiss franc on Thursday. We've then got the pound rates coming out. We're expecting those to remain the same. Can't see any reason why they wouldn't, but we never know. So we've got interest rates at 12 o'clock on Thursday for the pound. Then we've got Bailey's press conference where he'll be laying out what's going to happen with the interest rates going forward for the next quarter. Unemployment claims for the US, followed by Macklem speaking, and then retail sales for the Canadian dollar on Friday. So absolutely manic week this week. Every single day we've got a potentially large market moving event and 3 interest rate decisions. 4 interest rate decisions. Bank of Japan, US, Swiss, and pound. So busy week this week. We'll see what happens. So that's what you got to look forward to. So hold on to your hats. And obviously in the middle of all that, Trump is starting a war with Iran and starting a war with everybody else to do with trade tariffs. Good luck. Morning, Monkey. Tariffs shouldn't really impact inflation right away. No. They won't impact it for, I would imagine, a good sort of 3 to 6 months. You'll see. But what you will see, I mean, these figures that are coming out this week will have nothing to do with it because obviously it's all last month. Tariffs went out last month. So we're looking at last month's figures. But the markets don't work on what the figures are. The markets preempt the figures. This is why we get movement on news. The reason we get a movement on news is when it's unexpected. So the market have already factored this in. They are expecting inflation to go up in Canada month on month. They're expecting it to stay the same median year on year, and they're expecting a slight increase in the trim CPI. that is what they've already priced in. They've already moved this market to those levels based on those numbers. When these numbers come out different, that's when you get a fundamental shift. So what the markets will be doing now is assuming that everybody's inflation is going to go up. But the thing is, if everybody's inflation goes up, there is no edge, is there? Because if everybody's inflation is going up, there's no reason to buy one currency over another. So it cancels everything out. So if inflation was expected to drive really heavily upwards in the US and in Canada, but Europe and the UK were not, then you would be buying the US and selling the pound and the euro. But everybody's inflation is going up because Trump is putting everybody's prices up worldwide. So those inflation figures, that's why I say I don't think these will have much impact. It will probably be bullish short term if the numbers come out where they are, because they will buy more into that confirmation that we are getting inflation going up. But I don't think anybody on the planet is thinking it's ever going to go down with what's going on. So we just have to wait and see. Always have to just wait and see. No trades on the 10-minute, which means I shouldn't have any here. That's working well. Good. Excellent. It's going to be sod's law, isn't it? I'm not going to get any trades this morning. Just when I want to test it, I should have adjusted the figures actually to be, I should have adjusted the inputs to be more aggressive, shouldn't I, this morning? But anyway. Hindsight. Anyway. Right. So that's the news this week. So there's a lot of it coming. Iran's foreign ministry, we are still mulling a response to Trump's letter. So yeah, be aware. Obviously, there could be talk about further conflict with Iran. It all seems to be kicking off again there. You know, basically it feels like at the moment you're in a schoolyard with a load of big bullies that are all on steroids wanting to just fight everybody, isn't it? That's the way it feels at the moment. And that is nothing but fear. And fear drives down the stock market. So we'll see. But anyway, so there's no ADRs so far this morning. Nothing has hit average daily ranges during the Asian session. Obviously, it's the beginning of the week. Monthlies, we know, is all about the euro. So nothing's changed there. These euro pairs, we've got a nice move on the Australian pairs overnight. So the Euro odd has come down nicely. Euro New Zealand come down nicely. The euro overall this morning seems slightly on the weak side, but the market's not really got underway yet. So nothing really exciting to sort of look at first thing this morning. RSIs, there's a couple of opportunities for new entries. Aussie New Zealand is extended to the downside on the 4-hour. We have just broken out support here. So this double monthly low has broken. So we held that last week, but it broke on Friday, and it looks like a continuation is underway. So next stop for that one is going to be 175 ADR back at this previous low. So it is very range bound though, Aussie New Zealand at the moment. I'm not trading Aussie New Zealand at the minute, but I would want to be in shorts on it. So last opportunity was up there. Haven't had any others. There's been plenty of longs, but it's expensive. It's not that expensive actually. It's only 760, so it's not too much to long it. But we are in a range. So you've got two range high and range lows. Basically, you've got this range here, which it's popped out up into there, but that is holding, and this area here is where they're buying from. So this is a really good opportunity for a buy back up into the range if it's going to do that. Otherwise, we're coming down to test propulsion. The only other extensions you've got on the 4-hour are the pound New Zealand and the New Zealand yen. So it's all about the New Zealand dollar. Obviously, we've been waiting for a New Zealand dollar move. So that's nicely extended. Beautiful tap into the 2-week low. So let me just check the 15-minute ORBs. Ah, gutted. So there's no trades this morning. It's really annoying. So I'm going to have to wait for New York, basically. I might get a 30. Yeah, sorry, I'll get a 30 probably. Well, assuming we don't just sit around inside the 15-minute range. But if I can get a 30 on. So I'll check again in 15 minutes. That's annoying. I was really hoping for a nice bit of volume this morning, but no volume, no trades. So not going to trade that chop. As you can see, hedged on the SIH this morning. Right, so yeah, so pound New Zealand, that's extended down to the downside on the 4 hour. So there's a nice opportunity for longs at the moment there. We are obviously undoing this, or trying to undo this big strong leg that we've had up here. Interest rates this week for the pound aren't until Thursday, so I'm not expecting these to be different. I'm not expecting Bailey to come out and drop interest rates for any reason at all. However, we did get a slight we've got a slight inkling towards wanting to drop rates at the moment, so there is a potential for it to happen, but I don't think it will. So the markets basically will be this week preparing for that move. So it could be that we see a sell-off this week in preparation for some potential bearish comments out of Bailey on Thursday. So we might see some continued weakness in this. If it does, you're looking at coming down to these sorts of levels. So this propulsion gap and this propulsion gap here. So this one here is the break of that high. This one here is the break of those highs there. So these two areas to the downside are where you're likely to find the next batch of buyers. There's nothing but clean air all the way through to this low here. So this is all clear air to drop down into. So just be aware of that if you're going to long this, and assume we're going to hold a range up here. That's kind of the move that you're going to be scaling into. So it's roughly, be prepared for 2.5 ADR movement to the downside potentially. New Zealand dollar yen, not trading yens at the moment, but they are long onlys and it is pushing up nicely. We are not changing the interest rates on the Japanese yen this week either. However, that yen at the moment is very, very, very strong. So yeah, longs, I'm just not really too interested in the yen at all at the minute because I've no idea really where it's going. New world order, new interest rates on the Japanese yen. No idea what's going on with tariffs with them yet. So it could go, this could go very, very, very parabolic. Obviously, yen is still a safe haven as far as we know. So anything kicks off with Iran, this thing's going nowhere but down. So this is a nice looking short opportunity at the moment out of propulsion. So really nice area to start selling at, but just be aware it's going to cost a lot of money. So hourlies, we've got a nice extension to the upside, New Zealand dollar yen. We've also got New Zealand dollar US dollar extended to the upside. Lovely big push on Friday. Coming up to weekly monthly highs. So nice potential short. So yeah, this is exactly where you want to be looking for shorts now. So if you drop down onto low time frames, wait for the reverse alerts to go in. 5-minute reversal, not much in it. So for 5-minute reversal would be down there, breaking propulsion. If we get through that area there, you're going to drop. So there's your hourlies on New Zealand US. New Zealand Swiss is also extended on the hourly, so good opportunity for shorts there out of propulsion. So you've got first entry there, second entry back up there, which is going to be roughly, it's too close actually, it's probably only about a quarter of an ADR. 18, yeah, so it's about a quarter of an ADR roughly. So if this propulsion gap holds, that's where you'll be shorting down into the lows. That area there will be a much nicer place to take a trade from. So nicely extended again. If that doesn't hold anywhere up in this area of balance for an additional short. It's a bit of a mess, the Swiss franc at the minute. Bear in mind, we've got Swiss franc interest rates coming. So obviously they are dropping the rates. Therefore, there's a chance that we might see the market sell the Swiss off all week until we get those interest rates, which means bullish movement. So just be prepared. Interest rate weeks are always tricky because you don't know how much market movement is already factored in. If they've already factored in what they think is happening with the interest rates, nothing will happen this week before the interest rates put sideways. If they haven't, they will spend days, the next few days, scaling out of the Swiss franc to make sure that they're in the right position for when the interest rate changes, and then they can buy it all back again. So this is the question, isn't it? Have they or haven't they factored this move in, which you'll never know. Pound New Zealand also extended on the hourly, very extended. We've already looked at this one on the 4 hour. But yeah, extended and embedded for 2 days now at support. But if this breaks today, we're off. So you've got very strong propulsion move from Friday here. Multiple propulsion gaps from Friday to come back up and retest. This area here, which is the Thursday low, is where we initially bounced. So that's your initial attempted rebuy out of this propulsion move, which was this flag break here. That one, they just scream straight through. So if we get back up to there, which is ADR today, that's where I'd expect the sales to start to come in. But we've obviously got to get some momentum at the moment. At the minute, again, with the pound, we may sell the pound off this week before the interest rates come out. And that's it. So there's your RSIs and your ADRs. All done. If you've got any other pairs you want to look at, let me know. What a choppy mess the DAX is this morning. Utter mess. FTSE has broken short, but coming back inside range again now as well. So mess this morning. So 30-minute range is going to be at the moment the same. So the initial balance is going to be the same as the 15-minute at the moment. How long we got? Another 8 minutes. But the FTSE, I might get a trade on the FTSE. But yeah, messy market this morning. Really no volume anywhere. Rubbish. Morning, it's time. Morning, Barry. Morning, Ismet. Morning, Wuschek. You are full of knowledge. I know. It's something you accumulate over time. Morning, David. I've got the uniform on again today. Look. Oh, I can't see it, can you? Nobody's mentioned my uniform. That's because you can't see it. I haven't put the uniform on for a long time. I feel like I'm at work. Right, so that's all I've got for you on the FX side of it this morning. This week is going to be mental, obviously, with all the news we've got coming up. We've also, in the middle of this, hidden away here, got a bank holiday in Japan. And quite often, when we have a yen holiday, the US take advantage of that and manipulate the yen a lot. So whether that happens this time round because it's FOMC or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But there's potential for so much movement this week. Any one of these comes out, massive deviation on forecast, and we're going to get some really big moves. So be prepared this week, I think, for some serious moving opportunities, but we'll wait and see. This Euro New Zealand I've still got short on at the moment. It's nicely in profit. I'm holding it at the minute. I've got a trailing stop on these two at the top because we're coming out of propulsion. We're coming out of this flag break. This is where we rebought the initial flag break. We did hit it on Friday, but it smashed through it. So I'm watching this whole zone here, basically this propulsion gap, as a potential for a continuation leg up. So this basically what we're seeing here, this price action here is a flag break. It's a 23.8 retracement. Yeah, it's actually nearly a 30 now, but so this potentially is a pullback long. However, it's also obviously a reversal underway. So market structure obviously is nicely shifted to the downside. So we should be looking at a push back up into this sort of area from Thursday's low, and then a continuation short. So it's either potentially a flag break long, or it's a market structure continuation. Either way, I think we're probably going to want to pull back a little bit today, but it's really weak this morning. As you can see, we opened up with a very weak move. We sat around for 4 hours, did nothing. Before London opened, they sold it again. So doesn't seem like there's an awful lot of strength in the euro. There's plenty of strength in the New Zealand and the Australian dollar at the moment. So we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, if you look at the euro odd as well, we've got exactly the same price action. So potential, I think, for quite a nice continuation short today. But there's, we are fighting this absolute beast of a euro at the minute. So whether or not we get out of it, I'd have to wait and see. But I'm going to take profit anyway this morning, regardless. So I've got a trailing stop locked in at, I think I've got it locked in at 35. Oh, hang on. 32 pips basically. So the trading stop is roughly a quarter of an ADR. So as long as we are pushing and pausing and pushing and pausing, and we don't pull back a quarter of an ADR today, I'm just holding the whole thing. So obviously it'd be absolutely lovely if it could collapse down and retest this area without a pullback, and that is basically ADR today. So this low, which is where we rebought, is ADR. So it'd be lovely if we can get to there. If we can get to there, I will probably shut the whole lot out, which is going to be about 15-20% profit basically. So it's going to get back a fair bit of the loss. Nowhere near all of the loss, but it's going to get back a fair bit of this loss. However, I've got a lot of profit running on it at the moment, so I'm going to lock that in. So that's trailing those two, and we'll leave the rest on, and then I'll decide what to do with it when it pulls back. But until it pulls back, I'm going with it. At the moment, it's not. Where's that fib? Anybody got any pairs they want to look at specifically? We've got 3 minutes until the 30-minute ranges are in. DAX is breaking long. FTSE's back inside opening range. So hopefully I can get a 30-minute break. Anybody got any other pairs I want to look at this morning? I'm also going to be changing the format of the live rooms, probably from April. I'm going to need to spend some time doing some preparation, and I might actually take a week off towards the end of this month just to get all that done. So I'm probably going to go back to trading a morning session and an afternoon session, but I'm going to keep the sessions very short, 45 minutes each. So basically, I just want to trade the ORB, cover all the FX stuff while the ORBs are underway, and get the live rooms over and done in 45 minutes. And then I want to try and do some sort of education type streams as well, which will be butted onto the end of those, hopefully. So I've kind of got this thing that I've had in the back burner for a long time, which is just basically delivering a start to finish trading course, if you like, on everything you need to know about how the market works and how to trade. And then not specifically based on strategy, just how this thing works, how you make money out of it, and all the different ways you can make money out of it, because there's 1,000 different ways. We'll cover position trading, stop loss strategies, session-based strategies, 5-minute strategies, cover everything basically. But just this is everything you need to know, kind of from start to finish. What is a chart? What is a candlestick? Basics. So somebody that basically goes, what's trading? That's where I'm going to start. This is what software is. This is how you use software. This is how it connects to brokers. These are brokers. These are what they do. This is how they rip you off. These are the costs involved in using brokers. This is the money you're going to lose with all your brokers, and all that sort of stuff. All the way through to advanced strategy, system, parameter permutation testing, development, strategy development, everything. So kind of something I could go, right, I'm going to start in April, we'll finish around about mid-May, and then I'll start it again. That's kind of what I'd like to do. So there we go, I've got a trade on the 30-minute. That's good. Yes. Hey, good news, everyone. The MT5 version appears to be working. Newsflash. 0.02 lot size. That's very small. 1%. 1% of 3769. Am I really using a calculator for this? $37. No, $3.79 is the risk. 33.81. $3,769 times 1% equals 37.69. 33.81 plus spread. Yeah, okay, that works. Cool. It's all working. So just quickly, while this is taking a trade, so this is how the new partial system works. So there we have our target. So this basically is trading 10% risk, 10% of ADR as a stop loss on the break. It's going for a 1 ADR target. So basically open target. Let's just go for the run to an ADR. Then we've got a partial profit close, which is going to close 75% of this trade out at whatever I set. Half an ADR. Perfect. So halfway between target is my profit target, which is my partial profit target. And what you can do now with it, which is very clever, is go, oh, if we break to the downside, it's unlikely it's going to hit that because we've got this potential support and resistance area. And then we've got this little resistance area here before we get to my target. So if we break down, what I'd like to do is get out here. You can move the line and it will get you out there instead. How good is that? So basically, obviously your TP, you can adjust yourself. Yeah, you don't need a line for a TP because a TP is a TP. That doesn't move, does it? That doesn't change. That one you can just move anyway. But the partial profit, I wanted to visualize it and make it adjustable. So I want to get out of 75% of the position at support in case we get a support bounce, etc., etc. Yeah, and obviously it's got trading stop system and everything in it. So, so there you go. But I'm gonna do that, and then obviously you can lock it back in by double clicking it. So it's just a line which you can adjust. So yeah, that works. Let me just check that works in MT5. Okay. Oh, yeah, that does work. Okay. So yeah, it does work. But it's MT5. So obviously it's more buggy, slower, crapper because it's MT5. Need I say more? Look at how that works in MT5. And then look at how slick it is in MT4. Instant updates. Boom, bang. Amazing. Fast. No lag. MT5. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Oh, there we go. Sorry, did you want me to move that? Oh, okay. Anyway. MT5. But it's working anyway. Now we just need the market to move. And then it can see. Then I can test if it actually works. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that close because I want to just double check that the partial fires. Okay. So then every morning a stream for everyone, and then after 45 minutes members. Don't know how I'm going to do it, Vitaly, yet. So member streams basically aren't what I thought they were going to be. So the member streams, what I wanted to do was go in depth into subjects that were and system strategy development. Yeah. And we've done all of that. So at the moment, basically with the members streams, as you can see, tomorrow's and Thursdays is there, but no subject because I don't know what to cover because I've taught everything in here that you need to know. There's nothing that is not in here or in the bootcamp that you need to know. I haven't got any other strategies I want to develop because I've got all the strategies I want. And I was expecting people to come with strategies that we could develop. And there has been a couple, but they haven't been very good. But there's been a couple. The problem is there's only ever sort of 30 odd members in the member streams, which is fine. So I thought the best way to use the members streams would be to have a general Q&A session where we basically just talk everything about trading, and I will cover specific subjects in it. So what my plan is, and I'm not sure whether I can execute this, which is what I'm planning to do, is have the members streams turn into no more than 15 to 30 minute sessions, which will basically be a subject which we will cover, but it will be a general trading subject. So I haven't got my list. But what I was planning to do with the member streams was things along the lines of, so basically starting from scratch. So kind of a general sort of trading education type stream, if you like, that covers lots of different subjects. So things like, what is the definition of trading? But how do you want to make money trading? What do you want to make out of trading? How much money do you need to make out of trading? Do you want to do it part-time, full-time, covering all that sort of stuff? All the different types of markets. What's the difference between the stock market, the indexes, the forex? What's the difference between the CFD, a futures contract, all that sort of stuff? Differences between trading and investing, stock market, forex, crypto, commodities, futures, options. What are the market participants, retail traders, commercials, market makers? What do they all do? What's the purpose of them within banks and institutions? What's a pit point? What's leverage? How does it affect you? All this stuff, stuff like bullish, bearish markets, everything that generally people want to learn or need to learn trading. I want to kind of cover all of that stuff. But they'll be 15-minute, 30-minute sessions with a Q&A. So people can just ask questions about that session or about any session so far. And what I thought I would do is, for members, we will have those live sessions. So I will deliver 15 to 30 minutes worth of content. Yeah. And then it's a Q&A session. And what I'll do is I'll cut that out and post it as a video. So that, but people that are members get access to the live stuff and me to ask questions. Anybody else gets a video posted and you can watch the video. So it's all free still to see the content, or you can become a member and interact with the content with me and the Discord group and have questions and a more of a general education thing, because I'm struggling to find good stuff here, because everything that we covered at the beginning here, from strategy development through to all the stuff we did about looking at hedging and market conditions, indicators, everything here, there is nothing more to teach. If you don't make money using all of this, you can't make money. It's not for you, because everything you need to know about making money in the markets is in here. And I've been showing how I develop system test robustness, coming up with ideas, looking at results, analysis of system parameter permutation testing, just basically looking at the statistics of how to make money in the market. And all of this is to do with that. But the bit that's missing, and the bit I occasionally get asked for, is what's the best broker to use? And there's a huge void of information, because everyone wants to jump in and find out how to make money, but they miss all the important stuff, which is, do you understand what a bullish candlestick is? Well, yeah, it means the market's gone up. Yeah, why has the market gone up? I don't know. You need to know there's more bulls than bears over that period of time. And do you know what a time period is? It's a representation of price over time. Which is the best time frame to use? I get asked that all the time. What do you mean best time frame? There is no best time frame. You're looking at a different representation of price over time. They're not better or worse than each other. They're different. And unless you understand all of that, you're never going to make money, because your system hopped from 5 minute to 15 to hourly. Then I'll try the daily. Then I'll try the 4 hour. It's all the same thing. It's a price. You're just looking at a different representation of it on a candlestick. And is it better to use candlesticks or Renko blocks? Doesn't make any difference. But you'll go down a void for 6 weeks trying to figure out the answer. I can tell you the answer. So that sort of content is more, I think, important. And a lot of it, people are going to look at and go, well, I know what that is. But do you? I get asked all the time about stuff, and by members and other people, which I look at the question and go, really? No one ever taught you that? How the markets move? How, it's just, you would expect people to understand that sort of stuff. So that's kind of what I was going to try and use the live rooms and the member streams for. And what I'll do is everything I post up for free on my channel will have adverts running in it. Everything in the member stream won't have adverts running in it. So you can watch all the content for free, or you can come into the member stream, interact with me, ask questions, and it's a kind of interactive group learning experience with no adverts. And that's what you pay the memberships for. I thought that sounds pretty good. But I'm probably going to get told now that that's not what anybody wants. That's fine. But I don't know. I'm just struggling to find content because, I've got all this stuff, but I don't want to teach. The trouble with this members stream that I've come up with is there's so many different levels of education in here. We've got people in the members that have been trading for 5 years. We've got people that have been trading for 5 minutes. You don't need the same information. If somebody that's been trading for 5 minutes goes through system development, what a system parameter permutation test is and how to robustness test strategies, and you don't know what a bullish or a bearish candlestick is, you're stuffed. Yeah, you're going to land and go, I haven't got a bloody clue what he's talking about. So you've got to take people back to the basics. And I used to send people to Baby Pips, which is great. When you go to Baby Pips, they've got this amazing course on learning forex. Yeah, but it teaches you 90% bollocks. 90% of the stuff in here is utterly useless. So what I want to do is go, right, how do you trade forex? You don't need to know how you trade forex. What you need to know is, what is a chart? What's on a chart? What is the chart telling you? Indicators, what do they tell you, and why you ignore them all? Because they all are telling you what's happened in the past, which can't predict the future. What do you mean I can't? There's no way of predicting which way price is going. Well, there isn't. First lesson, you ain't got a clue where it's going, so don't try and predict it. This teaches you how to use indicators to try and predict future price movement. Bollocks, you can't do that. No one can do that. Unless you've got a time machine, it's not going to happen. This is the sort of stuff I'd like to teach. And well, not teach, explain. Yeah. Get rid of all the woolly crap, basically. But so I'm not quite sure at the moment. I've got a load of stuff, that I want to do, like price action stuff, candlestick patterns, support, resistance, trend lines, channels, all this sort of stuff. You can show people what they are, but stop looking for strategies in them. You can use them to help you identify where price is potentially going to bounce at, but whether it bounces there or not is nothing to do with anybody but the weight of orders in the banks at those periods. So it's just about going through that sort of stuff. But a lot of it is going to be stuff that people don't want to see because they already know it, or they think they already know it. So I'm going to put together a list or a plan, if you like, of content that I want to cover, and that is what will go into the members streams. But they'll be short. So 45 minutes trading. So we'll be trading the open, going through the forex pairs, usual analysis, looking at the news, seeing what's coming up, having a look at everything, and then now, the 30-minute range, I'm still waiting for it to break. So the plan is I'm going to wait for a break of the 30, and then we'll see where it goes. This afternoon, we'll have a look at what happened in the US session, and then we'll go to a member stream and do it that way. But that's my thoughts anyway. So you can obviously give input on that. I will put all this in the members group because I kind of want to make sure I'm delivering the right type of content, basically, for people. But there's no point in trying to do a lot of the stuff. I've had a lot of people in the not a lot of people, a few people in the members group ask questions about. This is a great example. I had somebody in the members group ask me what why do you need a different strategy for a prop firm than to trade with your own capital? Why would you not trade with your own capital? To me, the question is, why should I use a different strategy for a prop firm? But my question back to the person is, how much capital have you got to trade with? The question is, how do you want to make money? Because people that are looking at prop firms want to make fast bucks. People that want to trade for a living need capital. You need to understand that if you want to trade for a living, you're going to need 50 to 100k in the bank. That's the fact. You can't do it without it. If you want to make quick bucks, you can trade prop. You don't need a different strategy for it. You just need to understand the market is binary, and your job is to wrap risk around the market. So the only way you can trade prop is by wrapping a risk reward around a price point. There's no better time frame or strategy to use, but there is a better strategy to use. You can't trade anything higher than 5-minute time frames because it's just pointless. You're not going to get enough movement to hit a risk reward ratio fast enough. And those are the answers people need, not should I be using a Bollinger Band or should I be using a moving average? It doesn't matter, does it? Flip a coin. So, there's lots of questions I get asked, and it kind of makes me think people are missing a lot of basics. So is it better just to deliver all the basics, and then people can come in and grab the basic bits that they think they need? So I can put a list up of all the basics, and then you attend the ones you want to attend. And then you choose whether you want to interact or not. That's basically it. All I'm trying to do is kind of limit the requirement for me to sit here and try and generate content, because there's so little that there's a limited amount of stuff that I can say that makes sense. I can go through a load of crap, but there's no point in doing that, is there? Might as well be relevant than stuff that's actually going to make people money. That's my thinking anyway. I spend a lot of time preparing stuff and then look at it and go, what a waste of time that is. Because no one's going to understand this unless they understand that. So I thought if I start at the beginning and go all the way through every 6 weeks, that's the easiest thing to do, isn't it? And then you can just flow into the content when you need to. But we have all of that, members. What do you mean by that? I think more incentives for members would not hurt. Vitaly, I think you're missing the point. I don't make money out of the membership. I make less than 700 quid, I think, is the most I've ever made out of memberships. I could drop them completely. But what I want to do is, the reason I have a membership is to limit the interaction, because my Discord and my Telegram are off the charts all the time. People constantly contacting me. I'd rather give them a place they can do that live than me have to come off stream and spend an hour going through that. I don't know. I just don't know what to do with it, really, because, as I said, I've delivered it all. So I either scrap it completely and go, screw the members, and I'll stop streaming, basically, because there's no point. I don't make any money from it. There's no income for me. I like to do it because I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy teaching people as well. But there's got to be a fine line between delivering something for free and, sort of doing something for value for people. But, incentives. So you're saying you want 20 quid off an EA. I'm saying I want to up my prices by £1,000 for my EAs because they make money. Yeah. You're looking at it in the way of I want to save $20. I'm looking at it as, if you want to save $20, that's the wrong way to look at it, mate. Saving $20 on an EA is the wrong thing to look at. What you want to look at is I need $5,000 so I can use this EA, and I'll pay 500 quid for the EA because the EA works. Yeah. That's not the type of person I want. It's just the wrong attitude towards the whole trading thing. It's the guru thing, isn't it? It's the YouTuber. That's not what I want to be. I don't want to be that. That's why I'm not. That's why I got 44 people and not got it's like Jared from The Transparent Trader, who spends tons and tons on marketing and stuff, driving people to his channel. He released a video yesterday about multi-charts becoming free. It's been free for absolutely ages, but nobody knows it. So now it's a video gone out. He's only got 1,400 views on a video, but not because it's any good content. I could create content that could get hundreds and thousands of views, but it won't be good content. It'll be woolly crap that everybody else is pumping out. Pointless. Doesn't make you any money, does it? I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas around at the minute, basically. I've got, I don't know, best part of 2 months worth of content lined up that I can just whiz straight through because it just comes out my brain. I don't even have to write it, which is all important stuff. But is it the right thing to do in the member streams? I don't know. The trouble is I don't get any feedback. I don't know what members like and what they want. And that's my kind of main issue. I ask all the times, like, if there's anything you want to see in the member streams, let me know. No one ever tells me what they want. So I sit here and go, oh, I'll just make something up. It's like, it's all just basically telling you what I'm doing at the end of the day, isn't it? But it's not very ordered, is it? It's not very orderly. I don't know. There are also a lot of idiots who think they know better and ask stupid questions. Yeah. Yeah, there are. Morning Elevated Trading Hub. So yeah, I mean, I just don't want to waste everybody's time. There's so much crap out there already. I don't want to go and pump out crap. What I'd rather do is do something structured. A little bit like what Kunal Desai does, yeah? Kunal Desai was one of my very first mentors, Balls on Wall Street. And do you know what he does? He basically charges people, I think it's $2,000 or whatever it is, and basically goes through exactly the same thing every single month. So he takes on 25 people, yeah, and he starts on day one going, this is TC2000 software. This is interactive brokers. TC2000 software interacts with interactive brokers and allows you to place trades on the stock market. A stock market is basically a group of instruments together, and he goes through from very start to finish as if you're a complete 2-year-old idiot, how to trade. You come out of that at the end of it going, I know everything. But you don't come out of it with a Bollinger Band strategy, a moving average strategy, a this strategy. You don't hop around. You just basically go through this course from start to finish, and he delivers exactly what you need to know to make money out the stock market. And then you try it, and either stock market's for you or it's not. That to me is way more valuable than me coming up with just trying to generate new, recycle old stuff, because I've said it all. There is nothing else. I told you several times about MT5 and futures. What's that? What about it? You always say you don't trade futures. Yeah, I don't trade futures though. I mean, so what are you asking, Vitaly? You're asking me to learn how to trade futures so I can teach you how to trade futures? I can't do that. I'm not a futures trader. But what I would say is, right, this chart here, go and look at that, and go and look at your futures chart and look at my CFD chart. They are 100% identical. So what's the difference between CFD and futures? One is traded through a centralized exchange. One is traded through a broker. They are exactly the same instrument. The underlying movement is exactly the same. The candlestick patterns are exactly the same. The ticks are exactly the same. The difference between a CFD and a futures market is you can trade them in America and you can't. But it has nothing to do with making money. So I can deliver an entire thing on futures, but it's the same as CFDs, isn't it? The ORB on CFDs and futures is identical. The FTSE futures market right now has got exactly the same price action on that 30 minutes. So I'll teach you how the market moves up and down. That's basically what I do, isn't it? Doesn't matter what you trade, it's the same thing. Morning, Leshi. It's not about the charts, it's about EA settings, etc. I don't know. Charts are charts. I mean, the inputs are inputs. I mean, the inputs that you see here are the same in MT5. The only difference between futures and CFDs is you can't trade micros and minis, and I can. You're more restricted with futures. That's the difference, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day. But how you risk on futures is the same. Yeah. When it breaks out of there, you have a stop loss and a take profit. Nothing different. The market will either move up or down, whether it's futures, CFDs, or, well, that's all there is. There is only those two things, isn't there? But there's nothing I can teach anybody different about the futures market. I can teach you the difference between them, but that's nothing to do with trading. I can go to Top Step right now and place an order on my Top Step futures account on this chart here. The chart on my Top Step account looks the same as this. This is CFDs with Global Prime. I am trading this CME with Top Step, but the patterns are the same. The candlesticks are the same. There's no point in teaching anything different for futures, unless I'm not sure I'm missing the point. I think not about the charts, it's about the EA settings. But how's it different? I don't know. What I would say to you, right, is if you want anything specific, if you want to know something specific, then message me in Discord and we can cover it. Certainly cover it. But a lot of the answers, I think, are going to be the same. I'm talking about content for members. I learned so much from you the last 6 months of being a member. Yeah, that's good. But my question to you is, what have you learned different? What in here is different to everything else? I don't know. This is my problem is I'm going to go, at the moment, all I can think is I'm going to go back here and start here again, because I can't give any more information out, because I can't make stuff up. You know what I mean? It's the same stuff, going over the same stuff every day. I trade OLB with futures and had to do a lot of my own testing to get it working. Why? But what's different in futures? My point is, this chart in futures is no different to the chart you see here. This is not the futures market, but your chart in futures is 100% the same as this chart, because these ticks are based on futures contracts. They are contract for difference executions by the broker based on the futures market. The price is different, but the price action is identical. The opening range breakout strategy uses a 5, 10, 15 and a 30-minute range. That is exactly the same on your futures broker with Interactive Brokers or whoever you're with, as it is on my CFD broker at Global Prime, as it is on IG Markets spread betting platform. There's no difference in that. The way that you trade, or the way that I am trading here, is using a 10% of ADR stop loss and a 3/4 ADR percent of ADR TP. So I'm using a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. That is the same on every platform with every broker in the world. A risk reward ratio has nothing to do with price. It's just a ratio. Do you see what I mean? I don't understand how it's different. Therefore, I can't really teach different, because for me, it's the same. You can't adapt it to futures. It's a futures strategy, because the futures and CFDs are 100% identical. Prove me wrong. Show me a chart for CFDs and futures now that looks different. I don't know. I can't see a difference. Have you tried it, your OLB on futures? I don't need to, because it's the same. Do you know what I mean? What's the difference between... You answer me then the question, because I'm missing something. What's the difference between futures and CFDs? Apart from the fact that you can only trade single contracts. Risk is risk. So you will be able to risk a different amount of money. That's the main differences. So the P&L, the equity curve will be identical, but the money will be different. That's really all it is, isn't it? I don't know. It's complicated, obviously. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Morning, Harold. Tricks, not pip. Oh, ticks, not pips. They're the same thing. A tick is a pip. Trading stops work differently. Trading stops work on a tick. This is a tick, right? This movement you're seeing here from there to there, that was a tick up. Yeah? This is a CFD, but your futures platform just ticked up the same. It's a price point. All a tick is a tick is a word, and this is right. So this is part of my. This is part of one of the things that I've got listed down here, right? One of these lessons is pips, points, ticks. It's called. This is what I've called the lesson: pips, points, ticks. Right? What I'm going to say is in that lesson, they're all the same. It's a word that is used for price moving from a price point to a price point. That just ticked up. It went up 1 pip, yeah, or 1 point. Now, there's a million people that will teach you something different. For me, personally, price moving from that price to that price is ticking up, moving up a pip. It's gone up a point. However, some people may say that 1 point is a 0.25 increment. That's fine. If your platform allows you to go from a 0 to a 0.25 only, that is 1 tick, point, pip in the market. Same thing, just moves. I dare you to try OLB on demo on futures. Yeah, I can do. I don't know. I haven't got access to it, so I can't really. Don't have it in the US, in the UK. But don't trade it then. I don't know. I put it this way. I've been doing this for 4 years. I've had products out there for 4 years. Not one person has ever come to me and said nothing works on futures because it's the same. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. You'll have to do a little video, Vitaly, and show me what's wrong with it. Show me why it doesn't work. Because it's a future strategy, right? Tony Krabel was a futures trader. He invented the OLB on the futures market. But my point is the futures market, the price action in the futures market is no different to the price action in the CFD market. It's the same thing. It's just a thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting confused. But anyway, I can't teach you that because I don't do it. So I will focus all my member streams are all going to be focused on trading CFDs because that's what 90% of the world does. It's CFDs because we don't have those restrictions in the US. It's only the US that has the restrictions. Everyone else in the planet can trade everything they want to. So, kind of go with the masses type thing. But there are subtle differences, obviously. I see it because I trade the futures market with Top Step. But Top Step, they don't use obviously MT5 or MT4. It's all trading view and stuff. And again, that's another lesson I've got. Trading platforms, MT4, MT5, trading view, Ninja Trader, Think or Swim. It's all the same thing. Basically, what it does is it plots a representation of price over time. Which platform you choose has got nothing to do with making money. It doesn't matter whether the candlesticks are red, green, white, black, whatever. You enter at a price and it will either go up or down. So pick a platform. I use MT4 and MT5 because they're the most widely used on the planet. Again, go with the masses. Use what the mass use. It's the easiest way to market, isn't it? The easiest way to get going. It's just use whatever your broker's offering you. If your broker doesn't offer you MT4, MT5, and you want to use MT4, MT5, you switch to a broker that has it. It does work. It just takes time to figure out. Right. Okay. So if you figured it out, Vitaly, send me some set files. Because I can't, if you're saying it's wildly different, I can only go on what people tell me. This is the thing. Feedback for me is the same as everybody else. I only hear about stuff that goes wrong. No one's ever told me they've ever had a problem with any set file on any product ever on MT5 using futures. So I have to assume that no one's had a problem. There's no problem. But if you say that it's very different and it needs to be set up completely differently, you tell me because you're the expert. I just don't know because I don't do it. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see if I can set a futures platform up. But again, it's just time for me. It's trying to find the time to do anything. I am ORBing coffee. Okay. The market is certainly not ORBing, is it? So if we ain't going anywhere today, we're stuck. Totally stuck. Load of rubbish today. Not going anywhere. It's a sideways day, as they say. US users love you. I don't have many US users, Vitaly, I don't think. Because I used to do a lot in the US because I used to trade the US session a lot, but I only do it once a week now. So, but that's kind of something I'd like to get back into. But half of the strategies that I teach, US traders can't trade. This is the problem. So this is why I've not really focused on the US, because they can't position trade because they can't get any leverage. You can't hedge because of FIFO. And you, like you say, you can't trade CFDs. So, all I do is I position trade, I hedge, and I trade CFDs. It's not my target market, the US, because you have a government that doesn't allow you to make money the way that everybody else does. You are forced into trading 5-minute timeframes, which is, and no overnight holds, which is obviously not particularly conducive to making money most of the time. But we will say less about the US government because it's run by a perfectly rational person who might actually change that. Can you imagine that? Wouldn't that be amazing if Trump came in and said, you know what? I fancy changing the rules on trading so that all the US citizens can take advantage of the markets. We'll loosen up restrictions. We won't have FIFO anymore and let them trade contract for difference. That would be good. Then I'd certainly do a lot more afternoon streams. Cannot hedge futures? No. And have to trade the full micro standard lots. Yeah, this is the problem, isn't it? You can't, you're so restricted. It's all about making, when you're learning to trade, it's about taking baby steps, because it's my son asked me, we were talking about jobs and things and how I was telling him don't go into anything IT related because there is no IT anymore because it's all AI now. Don't go into anything that uses computers because computers will do their own thing. It's no point. You got, programming. What's the point in programming? Pointless. AI can program anything you like, literally within an hour. So don't learn programming. Do something mechanical. Do something that a human being needs to do. Doctors, nurses, solicitors, anything that humans dealing with humans, anything that is a physical job, bricklaying, building houses to a certain extent, plumbing, mechanics, all that sort of stuff. That's what you want to do. He said to me, so what about day trading? I was like, oh, where do we go? Where do we start? Yeah. The most difficult job on the planet. When you're starting out in this, you expect the Lamborghini because that is what everybody tells you get. What you actually get is 4 years of pain and loss before you suddenly get it. Yeah. So I think the best thing to do is to deliver something which, and that's what I tried to do with the position trading bootcamp, deliver something that gets rid of all that crap. Yeah. So if you were to start trading from day one, or if you've been trading for 2 years and you're still not making it, forget everything you've ever learned. Start here. What's a candlestick? Well, it's either a bullish or bearish, and it tells you the buyers or the sellers one. But what's inside a candlestick? I bet there's half the traders in this room now, if I said, what is going on inside a candlestick? They wouldn't be able to tell me what's going on inside a candlestick. Half people wouldn't know what I'm talking about if I said what's going on inside a candlestick. Like, what's gone on inside this 1 hour candlestick here? If you don't know, you shouldn't be trading. You need to know what's going on in there. Why is it there? Why is this candlestick there? Why is it a big red candlestick? It should be like, I know exactly why that's a big red candlestick. If you don't, you need to do the lesson on it. Important stuff. Because if you don't know why that's there, How are you going to know what to do next? Have you ever tried a Darwinex account? Yeah, I've got a Darwinex account. This is Darwinex. This account here is on Darwinex. Although it's not going to be for long. I'm dumping Darwinex. I'm moving over to Global Prime because I can't get the spreads I want on the FTSE. So I'm actually in the process of shutting that account down, which is stupid because I'm trading it again this morning. But I remember you talking about it once. You ever receive a allocation? Oh, you mean yeah, no, sorry, yeah, no. A Darwinex is a broker. Yeah. A Darwin is an account that is tracked within their system for investment. No, I've never received an allocation. No, I'm not good enough to receive an allocation. To get any kind of funding on Darwinex, you need a system or strategy that produces less than 4% profit per month. I have never had a system that produces less than 4% profit per month. It's not my... it's an investment platform. And again, one of the lessons over here is key differences between trading and investing. Darwinex is not a trading platform. It is an investment hub. They're not interested in any strategy that has any inkling of high risk or high short-term gain. But you won't find that out until you've been trading with your Darwin for 6 to 8 months and you suddenly realize that these dials that I need to get over that level to get to that point where I can actually go for investment are never getting there. Why are they never getting there? I'm making 3, 5, 10% a month. What's wrong with me? You're too over leveraged. If you're making 10% a month, and right, let me ask you a question. You have got £25 million in the bank right now. Okay. Do you want to stick it in a account that is going to grow your account by 10% a year and make you £2.5 million a year for doing absolutely nothing? Or do you want something that's going to double it? But there's a 50% chance you'll lose the lot. There's no investor on the planet that will touch anything that generates more than 4% a year. So no, I won't get allocation because I don't, that's not me. I'm not interested in generating that sort of revenue. Doesn't appeal. There's no point for me. I have got an investment account, but it doesn't run that way. And again, it does make more. Again, we covered it in the members stream. It does make more than 8% a year, which is twice what I get if I put it in a bank. That one. 4 years is not that much time to invest. 4 years is not that much time to invest your time in. It took me exactly 4 years. Yeah. Again, that's an important point. There's nobody I know in trading that is consistently profitable within 4 to 6 years. Nobody. I've never met anybody. I've been doing this for nearly 18 years now. And I've been everywhere. I've been on every forum. I've been in every trading group. I've done virtually every course under the sun. Yeah. I know a lot of trading people. I know a lot of people that contact me by email that I used to trade with in groups, in Turtles and things 10 years ago. Still contact me on socials now. Yeah. None of them are profitable. And none of them will listen to what I say because they're all still system hopping and looking for the Holy Grail. There's a handful that are 5 years plus that are making consistent money, but it's a handful. The people I've met, I must have met, I don't know, many hundreds of traders who are serious about trading with serious money. You know, I say serious money, thousands to trade with. Don't see any of them anymore. None of them are gurus anyway on the internet, so that's obviously a good thing. Harold, really enjoying the streams, taught us a lot. Yeah. I think you have to accept, regardless of how much you tell someone something, there has to be ownership on its application. Yeah, of course it does. Is the new ORB EA, ORB2 EA for sale on your website today? No, not yet. It's in testing. I'm just this is MT5's live test. So this is the live test. I'm hoping that this is going to actually take a trade. But at the minute, it's the worst possible day I could have asked for forward testing because it's just not moving. So unless this actually breaks out today, I'm just going to stick that just above there. Unless this actually breaks out somewhere today and gets to one of my lines so that I can actually test it's working, I can't really do a lot. I've got to get it forward tested before I can get it launched. I'll do a load of back testing of the strategy tester today, so hopefully I'll have it finished. But I've got all the support content to do, which is going to take a day or two anyway. So this week, hopefully. I guess the interesting point is the drawdown when you trade the Darwinex account. It's not just drawdown. It's many things in Darwinex. But drawdown is one of them, yeah. There's a million things. You know, in Darwinex, they tell you all the statistics you've got to reach. Yeah. But putting a strategy together to reach all of those statistics, I can do it. Don't get me wrong. I could do it. Not a problem. I could use the position trader EA to get a Darwinex up to a point where they would be happy to put investment into it. It's going to take a year to get to that level. And then the investment that you get. I know people that have had Darwins running for years, literally years, that have got no investment. And I know people that have got Darwins that are running that have got investment. And the investment is so small, it's not worth even doing. They make less money out of the commission on the investment that they attract than they do trading their own strategies high risk. There's no point. It just doesn't work. It's a really good idea, and it's basically because all Darwinex is Darwinia is this guy here. So here you go. His rating is 97.73, 375,000 euros invested. Even this guy here with 375,000 euros invested, he gets paid a performance fee on that. The performance fee on that's not going to be as much as I can make in a month trading my own capital. When you actually get there, it's a prestigious thing, but it's not really going to make you. But you look at these top ones that have got the capital investment, and then you go down to these ones. If somebody's investing 70,000 in there, you're going to earn less than $1,000 a month. Less than $1,000 a month, right? So again, this is very much like Top Step. If you look at Top Step's leaderboards, those top 25 people at Top Step, they are the top 25 out of 25 to 50,000 traders, right? There's 25 of them. Yeah, it's the 0.01%. These Darwins down here with 70,000 investment in are earning less than minimum wage, right? I could go out and get a job as a bin man today. If you're in the US, it's whatever. I don't know, the guy that collects the bins in the van. Yeah, him. I could go out and get his job. I will earn more money than if I had 100,000 Darwin investment. Why not go and be a bin man? There's no stress involved. There's no risk involved, and you get paid more money. This is the reality of trading. Yeah, everybody sees all these amazing, easy ways to make money. They are not easy in any way, shape, or form. No one down here. I mean, this is this. Look at these returns. Look. So there's only 100 strategies here, but they've got no investment, have they? There you go. So out of these strategies, there's only 85 of them with investment. I don't know how many Darwins are out there. You'd have to log in and have a look at how many Darwins they've got. I want me to log in and everything, innit? I thought there was a way to access the Darwins without logging in. I thought you could see them all. Maybe you can't. These are returns. Here you go. So, right. Here you go. So this is average return. Yeah, 10% in 2 years. That's what Darwin are looking for. 5% a year. Yeah. If your bank pays you 3.5%, and a Darwin can achieve you 5 plus, that's where as a millionaire you put your money. Yeah. You don't put it with someone that's going to return you 60% a year. That's not going to be good. Far too much risk. It's like Elon Musk. It's like creating a car company and making electric cars. Yeah. You can instantly have 50% of your wealth wiped out within 3 months. That's not the sort of thing you want to be doing. Most people here have probably got small capital. Yes. And struggle to make meaningful income from trading. Yeah. Causing them to over leverage. Yeah. And again, that is something that is one of the lessons in the basics. What I've done is can't really. God, there's so much of it. This is, I'm not going to give you the whole course thing because it's pointless. It'll take me hours to run through it. But one of the kind of the little 15-minute lessons in there is expectations, and it's a really simple thing. What is your expectations of trading? And in an open, and this is why I kind of like to do it in the members environment, because I want interaction. So what are you looking to earn trading a month? 5,000. Okay, you want to earn £5,000. Why do you want to earn £5,000 a month? Because I need to earn £5,000 a month to pay my bills, or I need to earn £2,000 a month to pay my bills. Okay, so what you should be doing is aiming for £1,000 a month. So keep your job and do this part-time. Prove to yourself you can do this before you put 20 grand in the bank to yeah, and go through that. That should be lesson one. Lesson one, what is trading? It's buying and selling. Lesson two, how do you make money trading? Well, you're going to need 50,000 capital to invest, and you should be looking for around about a 5 to 10% return per month to generate income. So, lesson one, day one. Have you got 50k? No. Off you go. McDonald's are hiring. That should be the end of your trading education. There's no point in taking people through what a candlestick is, what this is, what that is, what's the psychology of trading, which is the best strategy of the 5-minute time frame, which is the best strategy for gold. Should I trade on crypto? Should I trade futures? Should I trade blah, 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 blah? Have you got any money? No. Go and get some. That's lesson number one. If you haven't got any capital, how on earth are you going to do the job? You are a self-employed investor. This is the bit that people need to get. Day one. And if it means people join a membership with me and pay like £20 a month or something like that, and they leave after the first month, job done. Because there's no point in being here, is there? But also, small capital, I can teach people how to invest small capital. What you need to do is you need to go to the prop firms. So forget about setting your own account up. You haven't got the money. If you've got £2,000 to trade with, what you've got there is 10 prop accounts. So what we've got to do is double your account each month. That's how you make money trading, because you can't do it with your own capital because you don't have it. That's the thing. New updated Bootcamp. Yeah. So, but it's not a position trading Bootcamp. So the strategies that I'm going to cover, or rather the types of trading that I'm going to cover, will be everything. So there will be, oh God, I've got so many of them. But fundamental analysis, trading psychology, risk management, trading strategies. Here we go. Day trading, scalping, momentum trading, right time frames, risk management, swings, blah blah blah. But where's the types of trading that I had? I had a whole thing on the types of trading. Anyway, there was position trading, breakout trading, trend trading, and mean reversion trading. There's only 4 of them, isn't there? So you're either using a stop loss or you're not using a stop loss. Whichever one of those you're doing, you are doing one of 3 strategies. That's it. It's very simple. Yeah. But that doesn't make you money either. The way you apply risk to those strategies is what makes you money. The strategy doesn't make you money, does it? This account here, yeah, it's up 122%. It's trading at random, totally random. It's taking entries at random. It's made 122%. Hasn't made 122% because it's got the best trading strategy in the world. It's got the best risk management strategy in the world. It's just managing risk cleverly. But it's nothing to do with strategy. No point in teaching people strategy because strategy doesn't make money. But yeah, that was one of the things was, Bootcamp. It's kind of a trading bootcamp, if you like. That's the sort of the premise of it. It's not how to position trade. Position trading is a way of trading. This is the downside to it. Scalping is a way of trading. This is the downside to it. Scalping, again, if I said, let's just do a quick poll in here, right? What time frame do you scalp on? Just curious. Morning, Mark. If you do not have a lot of money, you can go for Darwinex 0. Yeah. But you won't get much from it. That's the trouble. Darwinex 0. I don't know anyone that's made money on that either yet, Darwinex 0. No one's come to me and said they have anyway. But doesn't mean they haven't. So it's like trading 15k and have to pay 38 euros a month. It will likely also scale you down to 4% a month. The other trouble with Darwinex 0, it's not a trouble, but obviously you can't position trade on it, so it's stop loss based strategies only, because obviously you only get 1 to 30 leverage on Darwinex 0, which is okay, but I mean it's not going to help much. So you can make around 500 euros a month, yeah. So Harold, yeah, so M1 and M5 for scalping timeframes, yeah. Come on, there's 49 people and nobody else has got an opinion on what timeframes you should scalp on. See, this is the problem. People don't talk. I don't get any feedback. But yeah, scalping, I was hoping for some more answers. What I was hoping for was a flood of people saying what Harold just said. Scalping M5 and M15. Come on, is anybody else going to be brave enough to say an answer? There's no right or wrong. You're not going to get it right or wrong. You're all going to get it wrong. Everyone's going to get it wrong. M1 and M5. Watching for trend on H4 and D1. One and 5, Don says, yeah. You see, this is the thing. This is part of the problem. This is the perception. The perception of what scalping is incorrect, in my opinion. Yeah. Scalping falls into the same terminology as position trading. Yeah. So I can ask the same question here. What time frame should you position trade on? And I'll get a load of different answers on that as well. The thing that everybody's missing is a time frame is a representation of price over time. It's irrelevant. It's a human construct that we made to draw a candlestick on a chart. It's got nothing to do with a trading strategy or a trading methodology or a risk application process, which is what these are. Scalping is the process of applying risk to a market and exiting quickly. What is fast? Is it 1 minute? Is it 30 seconds? Is it 1 hour? Is it 4 hours? Is it 1 day? Fast is an exit quicker than the long. Yeah. Position trading is another way of trading. It doesn't use a stop loss and it enters into the market. How long do you hold a position for? Well, if you get in with a position and a news event drives it one ADR, you get out within 10 minutes. What have you just done? You've scalped. You were position trading, now you're a scalper. The time frame has got nothing to do with scalping. People assume scalpers scalp on 1 minute and 5 minute time frames. Okay, I can scalp on the daily chart. Okay, so I enter the market here and I'm going to get out at the end of today. That's a quick exit because I'm looking at a chart that shows me the last 3 months of price action and I've entered within one candlestick. That's a really quick entry and exit, isn't it? In and out in a day. That's a scalp. Why would I need to look at the 5 minute construct of time and price? Why can't I look at the daily construct of time and price to take my scalp? People don't understand the terminology. This is the part of what I'm saying. I get asked a lot of questions in Discord and people say, why don't you scalp on the 1 minute time frame? What do you mean? Why should I scalp on the 1 minute time frame? Why can't I scalp on the hourly? Well, it's too long. No, it's not. That is one candlestick. That is one candlestick. Just because the representation of price over time doesn't make any difference. If I get in at the beginning and the end of the candlestick, it's a scalp. If I get in and I get out before the end of the candlestick, it's a scalp. Why can't you scalp the 4 hour time frame? Yeah, if you see a 3-bar reversal on a 4 hour time frame, push, pause, pull, right, and you get in there and you get out on the next candlestick, you just scalp money out the market. On the 4 hour time frame, you can't scalp the 4 hour time frame. Of course you can, because you don't understand the definition of a scalp. I'm not having a go at anybody. I'm just saying that the definitions that people have of things is taught by 1,000 different people on YouTube who have all got it wrong. So we're all following the crowd of wrong because the terminologies are wrong. You know, there's so many things like that. It's just quick and out, in and out. As Leon's just said, look, scalping is not about the time frame. It's about quick taking quick small profits. Yeah. I could go onto any chart now, any instrument, and hit the sell button here, right? I'm short. Now, if I get out now, I've just scalped the market. I'm looking at a 4 hour chart, but I just scalped it. See what I mean? You get focused on a certain terminology and a certain thing, and it's nothing to do with time frame or anything. This is something that I choose to look at to see a long-term view of the market. And it's not better than this long-term view of the market, or this long-term view of the market, or this long-term view of the market. This long-term view of the market says I should be buying it. This long-term view of the market says I should be selling it because we're up near the highs. This long-term view of the market tells me that we're in a range at the minute. I've got another long-term view of the market here. Not sure what I should do here. In fact, yeah, I mean, I'm a buyer here. See what I mean? This is the stuff that's important. Not should you use a Bollinger Band or a moving average to enter. What's the best 3-bar price action pattern to use? Yes, they're important, but they're all part of a massive jigsaw puzzle, aren't they? I think it's better to deliver all the parts of the jigsaw puzzle and let people make their own mind up how they want to apply their knowledge of how it moves to the market. And what I would love is having a group of people that go, I've got this idea for a strategy. I'm going to use this to tell me when the market is like that, and I'm going to use that to tell me when to get in, and I'm going to risk this based on that. And I can say, what about that? And have those sorts of conversations. You're going to learn a lot more. I think people will learn a lot more by trying things out themselves. You need a condition indicator, you need a signal indicator, and you need a risk profile. Those are the only 3 things that make a trading strategy. The market has to have done something. The market has to be telling you something that's happening now, and you need to know how you're going to make money out of that information. But unless you know how it moves and why it moves and what it's showing you on this time frame, you can't do the trading part. Everyone tries to put the trading part before the basics. But that's because we consume all this information on YouTube, don't we? All we do is we get 15 minutes of this, 15 minutes of that, 15 minutes of this, 15 minutes of that. And all of that is telling you different information. And a lot of it's conflicting with each other, isn't it? And it has to, because it's a market. The market doesn't work unless there's two people arguing about something. That's what price is. Price is an auction. Price is a market. Every time someone says, I'm going to buy it because it's going up, someone says, I'm going to sell it because it's going down. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. All right, we'll see who's wrong over a period of time. Now, if the guy selling it right now is intending to get out in 1 minute and you're buying it now intending to get out sometime later this year, doesn't matter, does it? But you need to know why it's happening. You can both make money. If it goes down and he gets out in 3 minutes, he's scalped the market because he's on the 1 minute time frame. The other guy who's just bought it on the daily time frame from the guy that was selling on the 1 minute time frame is going to make money in March or August next year. Doesn't matter, does it? It's a transaction that's taken place. This is the basics. This is the important stuff. I think it would be good to know exactly how to use prop in order to get capital properly, step by step. Yeah. So would I. To make a transition from prop to own capital trading. Yeah. Stipcat says 5 minutes. Look, see, people are still coming out at 5 minutes for scalping. And they're right. You know, this is right. Again, I say it all the time in here, and it bores people to tears. And people quote it to me all the time in Discord. As Lee always says, there's no right or wrong. There's just different. Absolutely. You can scalp on the 5 minute time frame. You're right. You can scalp on the 15 minute time frame. You're right. You can scalp on the 1 minute time frame. You're right. You can also scalp on the daily time frame. A scalp is a short-term price in and out movement. Time is a perception that you have of the market. The chart that you're looking at is a perceived time and price chart. That's all it is. So whether you scalp 1 candlestick or 3 candlesticks, if that's your definition of scalping, that's fine. You should write a book. I know, but it'd be a very long, boring book, wouldn't it? Nobody reads anymore. Nobody watches anymore. And this is why I'd like to keep everything really short to 15 or 30 minutes. If I put a video up that's an hour long, nobody watches it. I've got the statistics in YouTube. Nobody watches any of my videos all the way through. I don't know how you lot have done it. You must be the 2%, but 98% of people do not watch the videos. Which is why I'd much rather do... Even shorts, yeah. I should do shorts. But then, Harold, how do you explain the physics behind a rocket booster launch in a short? It's incredibly complex stuff, this. I can't do it in shorts either. Do you see what I mean? How does the market move? I'll just do a quick 5 minute short on that. There you go. 2 minutes later. Not going to work. People either need to be invested in it and do it properly or they're not. And that's why I think having a full-blown course from start to finish, and people can come in and do it at their own leisure, but do it from start to finish. What is a candlestick? What is a broker? Up to system parameter permutation testing for breakout strategies on stock indices and everything in between. Market is fractal. Yeah, exactly. Was gets it. The market is fractal. It does exactly the same thing on every single time frame you look at. It goes up and down. That's it. That's what it does. It goes up and down. You look at it there, it's gone up and down. You look at it there, it's gone up and down. You look at it there, it's gone up and down. You look at it there, it's gone up and down. How do you make money out of it? You buy it and you sell it and hope it goes the right way. And you apply risk. I'll do your shorts for you. Yeah. But the thing, my point is, you can't get information across in a short, can you? You can get sales. I can get sales information across in a short. If I was going to sell you a course, I could make a short to sell you a course. But I can't make a short to teach you how to keep a trading journal and record a trading journal and the importance of a trading journal and what you should journal and why you should journal it and how it's going to affect you long-term journaling and why you only need to do it for 3 to 6 months. I can't do that in a short. And if I did do that in a short, you'd get all that information. It would go straight in and straight out because I can't explain the why in a short. It's just not possible to do. You know, I think what the problem I've been trying to do in these, in all of the streams that I've been doing, you know, the lives where I waffle on like this for 2 hours, this is good stuff because you get a load of information that's actually really useful, but it's completely unstructured and no one can find anything. If I wrote a book, no one would read it. And there's 1,000 books out there. You know, there's loads. I mean, I've got Tom Hugard's book down here. Brilliant book. I've read it once. It's gone straight in, straight out. I knew everything in his book. And I know everything in his book. And everything in his book is right. But how do you apply anything? You've got to see it. You've got to see the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that's going on. So going back to what you said, Wojciech, about Wojciech, I'm never going to be able to say your name. You're just going to have to accept it. How to use prop in order to get capital. So yeah, I mean, basically, the way to use prop to get capital basically is to over leverage and gamble, and that is really it. The problem with prop, and this is the main issue that people have with it, is when you gamble and you win, it stimulates the adrenaline glands and the pleasure sensors, and it makes you want to do it again. So when you take a prop evaluation, you spend $100 doing it, and you get an account and you blow it, it makes you cross, so you spend another $100, and you get an account, you blow it, you spend another $100, you get an account, and then you pass. Then you get a funded account and you blow it. And that makes you happy because you passed and sad because you blow it. Then you go back to square one. And that's where you get stuck. Yeah. But what you can do is when you get that funded account and the one time you do double the account, as long as it's more than that, you put that money, when you can draw it out, into your bank. And you hold it in your bank until your bank is built up to a level where you have enough capital to trade with. That's how to do it. The problem is prop firms do not allow you to withdraw all of the funds that you make, because that would be too easy, wouldn't it? So what they have is rules in place to stop that happening. Top Step, for example, you can only withdraw 50% of your profits for the first 30 days. So if you trade your account up and over your initial level, whatever you get to, you can only take half of that cash out. So it takes a long time. And in that time, they will expect you to over leverage and blow the account, which means that you don't get the other 50%. But none of it's real capital anyway, because it's all the evaluation money you've paid in and everyone else has paid in, which is paying you that 50% capital. But I've done so many videos on this. Yeah. You know, it's not a lesson I've got in here in this list, because I don't think it's a viable way. Yeah, I'm very much of the opinion. I started doing trading when I was running my web design company full time. I was working full time. I had the opportunity to learn part time while I was working full time in the downtime, and basically I taught myself. I then learned all my lessons in trading by blowing accounts. I blew 1,000. I blew 1,000. I blew a 5,000. You know, you blow accounts. That's basically what you do. And then I got to the point where I didn't blow an account for 3 months. And I was like, I think I cracked it. And then I blew an account. And that's what you do. That's how you learn. Now, what people tend to do is they learn by paying very small amounts of money into another person's pocket to blow their accounts. But they don't learn anything from that. You're better off taking 1,000 or 2,000 out of your account that you were going to pay for 10 or 20 prop evaluations, stick it in a real account and start trading it. That will teach you how quickly it goes down. And you'll quickly learn what risk is. You'll quickly learn what exposure is. You'll quickly learn all the lessons. And when you blow that account, you'll have learned 100 lessons on what not to do. Stick those on Post-it notes all around your monitor so that you don't make them again, and now start doing different things. That's how you learn to trade. But for doubling accounts, this strategy that I'm running on this account here will double an account very quickly. Already has. This strategy that I'm running on here will double an account very quickly. It already has. But this is over leveraged and overexposing, because I'm aggressive at the moment trying to recoup losses. But that's not where it will stay. So, that's not something really you can teach. You have to be in an environment to have experienced something to be able to adapt to it. These are things that you just can't. There's no lessons that you can teach that will teach this stuff. You've got to just go through it and learn it. And this is why it takes, as I said earlier, 4-6 years for people to become profitable traders, or break even. Because every time you think you've cracked it, the market will turn around and do something completely different, and you'll be stuffed again. Seems we can also gamble on crypto. Yeah, and again, crypto, that's one of the markets that I've got to cover. I won't be teaching anything about how to trade crypto because it's no different to trading anything else. It goes up and it goes down and it moves through time. It's a simulated thing that doesn't exist, that has no value, in exactly the same way as forex. But crypto markets are basically linked to stock indices now. Go and open up the S&P 500, go and open up Bitcoin. Look at the comparison of the charts. They're doing the same thing. Trade the stock indices because we know what drives them. We know how they're driven. We know why they work. So just trade that. Again, very simple lesson. What market should I trade? Well, you can trade forex, you can trade commodities, you can trade crypto, and you can trade stock indices and individual stocks. There's 5 main markets you can trade. You can trade them as CFDs, you can trade them as spread bets, or you can trade them as futures or options. Those are the ways you can trade. Which one should I choose? Personally, I would leave crypto alone because we don't know why it works. The rest of them, take your pick. Which is the best one? The one that you make money on. Which one will I make money on? Try all 4 and see which ones you make money on. But then I'm going to lose on some. Correct. 3 years later, you're still going to be losing on them. Accept it. That's trading. That's a much better lesson, isn't it? Than trying to figure out, let's try and find the best settings for the ORB V2 strategy. Although it's great, it's not really teaching people anything. Finding coin with low market cap and just buy it for $100 and hope to make 100k. Yeah, that's gambling. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. I play the postcode lottery in the UK. And do you know why I play the postcode lottery in the UK? Because my postcode won it. The week after I started playing it. Have I won since? No. But I pay 30 quid a month or where it is into the postcode lottery, and at some point in the future it might come up. And you can find a coin, but all these coins are just instruments. They're just symbols. Go and look at the stocks, right? Look at the Russell 2000. You've got 2,000 small cap stocks there to choose from. Pick one of the 2,000 Russell stocks rather than a crypto coin, because that $2.50 stock that was a new startup 3 years ago that lands a contract with Amazon to supply the chip for this that they developed, that is going to go into every Amazon van to make it self-driving, their stock's going to go to $250. Yeah, overnight. But investing in a proper company with proper intrinsic value rather than a made-up coin that doesn't exist is a better thing to do, in my opinion, because it is a real thing. And it drives, it's driven by fundamentals, companies. Crypto, we had a documentary in the UK about the guy that invented Bitcoin. They're still trying to find him. It's Elon Musk. Prove me wrong. Richest man on the planet. I don't know. No one can tell me anything about it. So, I can't advise or offer any opinion on something I know nothing about. So I won't, and I don't. I just don't understand it. I don't get it, and I don't need to, because I've got stock markets and forex and commodities which have been traded by banks and institutions for decades, and they're not trading crypto, which tells me something. If Goldman Sachs and all the big players are not getting involved, stay with what's going to work. They may well do at some point. Banks have been talking about it for ages, haven't they? Central banks have been talking about setting up their own crypto. Then they look into it, and all of a sudden they go quiet. Someone knows something somewhere, don't they? I might start up my own prop firm. Yeah, go for it, Harold. That's the way to make money. There you go. That is the way to make money out of prop. Set one up. Yeah. Prop firm marketing and broker marketing are very much the same thing. Yeah, 60% of brokers lose 60% of their clients in 60 days. Prop firms lose 60% of their clients in 60 days. Yep. So the only thing you've got to have when you set a prop firm up is massive pockets for advertising. And it's all about making sure that you match the top players. So if you haven't got the same rules as Top Step, for example, in futures, don't bother, because you're not going to make any money. Or you're going to have to cut the cost of your evaluations by ridiculous amounts, like Apex, for example. So Apex or another futures prop firm, they give away prop evaluations for $10, $20 because they can't compete. So you sell it cheap, you pile it high. You get a load of people in and you get tons and tons of little bits of money out of them. None of them ever going to make any money, and you're going to use the money everybody else is losing to pay them with, and that's the business model. But you've got to market for clients. That's the hard part. You've got to have that upfront capital. And this is the same as trading, isn't it? Trading is exactly the same thing. It's a job. And you're starting up your own business. Businesses need capital. This will go up and down, but unless you've got some capital to put here, when you press one of these, you can't make money. If you start a prop firm up and get a lovely looking website and a payment system integrated and get all the back end stuff set up with MT4 so it's all automated, brilliant. But unless you've got 50 grand a month to stick into marketing, no one's going to join your prop firm. You've got to have capital. If you've got 50 grand, start your own trading account and trade. Because if I press the buy or the sell button here, instantly I've got a 50-50 shot of making money. You do the shorts, I'll set up the prop firm. I don't know how to do shorts, Harold. I don't watch YouTube shorts at all. Because it's just not what I do. I don't get time. But anyway. So that was quite a waffle this morning, wasn't it? I've been waffling on about all sorts of stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. So I'm just looking to change the way that I do just do everything really, member streams and just content. I want to start getting some proper content out there of use really. It's just how I do it. And what I would love to do is have an environment where we have loads of people that just ask questions and pick my brains. That was what I would love to have. That sort of environment. So basically deliver some content, ask a question at the end. Anybody got any questions? Nope. Brilliant. Done for the day. Next one. And just keep doing those sorts of Q&A sessions. Because the trading strategies that I trade are not going to change. And everybody knows what they are. So, this is not moving today. Look. Definition of a rotation day, this is. Why don't you do that on Discord? Well, yeah, it will be. There'll be a Discord. There already is. But this is my point, Harold. I've got a members Discord group, YouTube members. We had the first question asked in there this week for since I don't know, over a week. It's been over a week since someone posted in there. So either people have got no questions, or I don't know. I get no interaction. So I can set it up on Discord so that the members that join the streams have got somewhere to post questions. But why not do it live? The reason I would like to do it live is, and this is why I'm thinking of doing it twice a day. So if I do it once in the morning and once in the afternoon, I've got the UK, European, Australian and New Zealand content people in the morning. In the afternoon, I've got everyone from Americas. Yeah. I could do a stream on Discord, yeah. Yeah, could do that instead of on YouTube. That would make sense. But I learned an awful lot more from asking my mentors questions live while we were talking about things than having something posted in a Discord channel, for example, and then getting a response 4 hours later, looking at it. I'm off doing something else now. It's gone. You don't learn in that way, I don't think. Happy to be on this ship. Not sinking. hopefully. Can be controlled better to avoid random people coming on and asking random unrelated questions. Yeah. Yeah. But I know you won't get revenue. It's not about raking. It's not about revenue, really. My plan is to put everything that's, so I'm still going to run the members. So this will become the way the content is delivered in the same way as now. It's just more organized and planned, and it's basically for beginners. What I've realized really is there are more newbies than there are experienced. So there's this, I think there's this equity curve, if you like, of people. So what you have is an equity curve that kind of looks like that. Yeah. And this is 1 year. At the beginning, you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new people going, I need to make some money. Yeah. What's this trading thing all about? At the end, yeah, you've got about 10 of those left. No, it's not even that. Let's say thousands, right? You've got about 10 of those left, 1%, who are still around in a year that have got the bug. Yeah. So the bug is formed by one of two things. Either you have a modicum of success while you're learning and you go, I kind of get this, it kind of works, or you don't. If you don't, and you either lose loads of money or you just don't get it, you go. Yeah. I want to try and capture these people here and take them through that so that it's more like that than that. Yeah. Because I think I can help people understand what needs to be done. So you get those. So my equity curve, if you like, would be where you get these 1,000 people come in. I would like mine to be like that. Yeah. Get rid of 90% of the people within the first week by telling them the truth. Yeah. So come in, first thing, what is trading? Trading is a job. I want to do it as a hobby. Off you go. If you want to do it as a hobby, you go to Forex Factory. Yeah. You'll spend the rest of your life there because there's 1 billion strategies run by 1 billion people selling you 1 billion things. None of it makes money. Go there as a hobby and have some fun. Go and play. Yeah. If you want to do it as a job, these people, that's what I want. These people that want to make money out of this. And it doesn't have to be a full-time job. It can be a part-time job. I need to earn 10 grand extra a year to put my kids through college or to buy nice holidays for my family. Or I'd like to buy a Porsche in 3 years' time. I need 10 grand a year to save up to get one. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to do it seriously because you're going to put capital in. If you're going to put capital in, great. I'm not going to take your capital. But that's the sort of person I want, someone that's serious about doing it. Not someone that comes in and goes, you're an idiot, you don't know anything about futures. Whatever. Go away. I'm not interested. I'm not here to fight with people. I'm here to just get on with it. And I like doing the teaching bit. But I'm not going to start selling a course for 1,000 quid because I completely disagree with that way of working. It's not the way to do it, is it? Greg Secker, go and jump on his ship if you want to do that. I think also doing streams on Discord and allowing voice chat interaction. Yeah. So that's a great idea. I've never done it on Discord. So yeah, I mean, it would be a decent way to do it. But again, it would be I would still do a members thing. I would, none of this stuff I will do for free. There will all be a cost involved in it, but it'd be like, 30 quid. Just time, just, paying for time, not 200, 300, 400 pounds a month or a 5 grand course or none of that stuff. Because I think you need to dip in and out of this. Like I said, you capture people here and there's a lot of them. Yeah. Let's say, for example, I charged, I don't know, 25 pound a month or something. I can't draw this morning, but let's say I charge 25 pounds a month and the content lasts, I mean, I realistically think 40 to 60 lessons really is all that's needed. So it would be 2 months. Yeah, if you've gone after 2 weeks, brilliant. Well done. You've just got your answer for 25 quid. It's not for you. Yeah. If you pay 50 quid to get the whole lot and you want to stick around, stick around. Yeah. But it's got to be something that is going to weed out the rubbish, but keep the serious for as little as possible. Like you just said, Harold, I can't just do it in general because you just get bombarded with rubbish. And this is the problem. I'm happy to be bombarded with questions like I do at Discord and in Telegram at the moment. But 90% of the questions I'm getting, I'm identifying are people that are, what's a 3-bar reversal? Right, first of all, you're asking me, and there is this thing called Google, which you could have immediately got that answer to. Let's just check. Let's just check that one, shall we? 3-bar reversal. Oh, pattern. There we go. Right, there's your answer. So don't ask me, ask this. But if you're going to ask me, I'm going to charge you 25 quid for the answer a month. Is that fair? But that's the sort of question that I get more of. Not, I've found this strategy and I've been trading it for 3 months. I've done back testing for 6 months on it. And what I've found is this. I think it's a really good contender for automation to do further back testing and robustness testing on it. That's what I was kind of hoping was going to come out of the members streams. And I don't think that's the type of members, there are members like that here, but I don't think that's the type of member that is the majority. Which means that what I'm doing in the members streams is delivering highly advanced content to people without basic knowledge. There's a complete mismatch and it's a complete waste of everybody's time, isn't it? Yeah. So, you know, I had a question from somebody on the hedging the other day, wasn't it? Sus, wasn't it? Asked the question about hedging. Absolutely valid question, which I answered. I didn't quite understand, but I got it in the end, I think. But I said, have you watched the hedging video on here? Yeah, we've got a video all about hedging and why I find it no good to do with position trading, with intraday trading strategies. Yeah, it's brilliant. But there's a video about it in here. The real answer to that question was what you're trying to do is basically reduce your risk. So just reduce the lot size initially. That's the answer. But obviously there's a mismatch in understanding of how position trading works there somewhere. So, you know, there's so many different levels of education. I think this is part of my problem. I just feel like a little bit of a headless chicken at the minute, running around in circles trying to please everybody, but not being able to offer the right information. But I don't know. It is helpful. I started in crypto and stop loss, and now I use position trading and happy and profitable. Yeah. But you do need to try everything as well. This is the other thing. You know, there's a lot of people come from crypto because they've been bombarded with adverts for crypto trading. And you know, that's totally understandable. But the initial expectation from people that have come from crypto is, I'm going to be a millionaire overnight. You're not going to be a millionaire overnight on anything but gambling on crypto. You will be if you gamble on crypto. But there was only one gamble. You bought Bitcoin before it exploded. After it exploded, that was the end of it. It became a normalized market and it was just normal trading. You didn't know how to trade. It's like these people that come to me every now and again with a prop account. They go, I've got a 100 grand prop account. What strategy do you think I should use? Well, use the one that you passed the prop evaluation with. I didn't. I bought an EA for $1,000 and it passed for me. Right. So what you're saying is you've got a plane flying in the air, low on fuel, but you've got no idea how to fly the plane. You're dead. Yeah. But I've got the plane. Yeah. You've also got gravity. You're dead. You can't help anybody. You can't help that person because their expectation is they've got a proper valuation and they're going to make £1 million. You know, it's you know, you can't go from 0 to 100 grand account, can you? Asking questions through messages often loses It's emotion and understanding. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I get so many people get cross with me on Telegram, and it's the way that I talk. But I talk in a very abrupt way because I've got no time. Right. So somebody asks me a question. I'm like, have you Googled that? All right. Nobody to be asked you about it. I was only asking you. No, I'm just asking, have you Googled it? Because that's the first thing I would do. And the logical thing to do is get the answer on Google rather than wait for me to reply in an hour's time. That's just for me logical. Now, if I say that in the way that I just said it there, everyone goes, well, of course it's logical. But if I'd have messaged it to you, you'd get asked you about it, and all of a sudden we're in a fight. I don't want that either. And I haven't got time because I end up in a fight with someone for 20 minutes on Telegram going, oh, just block. I've wasted another 20 minutes of my life because somebody couldn't Google 3-bar reversal. Can't help you. I think Discord streams and the option for people to speak may be the forward. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So that would be, and that's kind of what the format I've come up with, Harold, is. It's basically 8 a.m. is stream until 8:45. And at the moment, 1:30 until 2:15. Yeah, so basically ORB and FX analysis. And 2:15, I'm like, whatever's going on is gone on. Thanks very much. See you later. Then over to the members streams, which will be a paid service for next to nothing for whoever wants to come in and deliver content. And at the end of that, Q&A. And the Q&A goes on for 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever. Yeah. At the end of that Q&A, and it can be a Q&A on absolutely anything, I then cut the content out that I've just delivered, which will be whatever the subject matter was. And I post that onto my YouTube channel, and anyone can watch it for free. But you cannot ask questions. You cannot interact. I will not answer anything on there. There will not be comments, and there will be adverts running in it. And at every single video I post, at the end of it will go, if you want to learn all this stuff and actually interact with me and other traders and learn properly, come in here or watch it all with adverts. You choose. And if you don't like to do that either, go and find someone else's channel. Does that make sense? So I'm going to give up 3 to 4 hours of my day for education because I'm trading anyway. But what I don't want it to do is dissect from all the product or divert from all the time I need to do the product development updates on the software that I build and I use and development of new stuff. So if it starts to creep into that, I have to look at, am I being paid $1,000, $1,500 or something, or from memberships, and is it worth me just doing that? You know, this is the thing. I don't want to become that guy that goes, oh, it's easier to teach. It is easier to teach. I could set a course up for $1,500 and sell 3 of those a month and probably pay my mortgage. But then I become the guy with the blue Porsche and the guy with the Bentley. That I become that, which is what I despise. Them. We know who they are. Because if I'm speaking and I know my question could be answered easily via Google, I am more accountable, i.e. sound stupid. Yeah. But I will always say, Harold, you'll hear me say it many times, there is no stupid question unless it's been asked twice. Yeah. So if you ask a question that you don't know the answer to, I can answer it. If you ask the question and I've already answered it, you're stupid. This is how I got taught, right? This is the reason I teach the way that I teach, or the reason I am the way that I am, is because this is how I was taught, right? The guy that my main mentor, basically, every time I asked him a question, he was like, the answer to that is in the document. The document was over 1,000 pages. And I said, yeah, but I just want to know this one thing. He was like, you should already know that. But there's tons of it. I haven't taken it all in. Best thing to do is to read it twice. And do you know what? After I'd read it twice or read it 3 times, I never had a question again because he was totally right. You will absorb content into your brain, and you will retain the stuff that is important to you. The stuff that is not important to you at the time of retaining information will disappear, but it is still important. And when it becomes important again, you won't have it. So the second read through, you skip everything that you already know because you know it, and you absorb the stuff that you forgot to absorb last time because you didn't think it was important. Now it's become important. You have the full picture. Yeah. The best way to learn is that way, because that is how I was taught to do it. So I would ask questions, I would get battered over the head and say, "Don't be stupid, I've already answered that in the document. You didn't read it." I said, "I did read it." "Well, you didn't read that bit." "Oh, okay, where was it?" "It's in there somewhere." And I'll be like, "Oh, okay." And scan through for about half an hour, and then you find it and you go, "Yeah, got it." Okay, so that leads me on to my next question. Yep, that's how you learn. It's the easiest way to learn. But if you basically spoon feed absolutely every piece of information in trading to everybody, they will not retain any of it. Yeah, spoon feeding is not the way to do it. If you spend time going to Google and Googling a 3-bar reversal, you not only learn what a 3-bar reversal is, you learn that there are different variations of 3-bar reversals that can include different types of candlesticks, different closes above, different definitions of the 3-bar reversal, which leads your knowledge to expand beyond the 3-bar reversal into variations of the 3-bar reversal, which you then discover quite often are the start of W pattern and M pattern reversals. But you only find this because you go down rabbit holes because you have put the time in. If somebody just tells you the 3-bar reversal is a 3-bar candlestick, which is a push, pause, and a pull, that is all you will ever know. You will see stuff happening, you go, "That's not a 3-bar reversal." It is, it's just a different variation of it. Yeah, but if you don't put the time in, you're never going to get anywhere. And that's the type of people that really aren't going to make it, are they? If you want to do it, you have to invest time. You have to learn. And there's no fast way of learning. You've got to learn everything. This is why this is such a great thing, baby pips. But it's also such a terrible thing because it takes you through 90% of the crap. Trading divergences. You suddenly become obsessed with divergences. Oh, there's regular, there's hidden, and you'll spend a week going through your charts, going through your RSI and going, "Hey, I found a divergence. Oh, wow, there's a bearish divergence. And look what happened after the bearish divergence." And then you'll go, "Look, that one's not. There's a bearish divergence. And look what happened after the bearish divergence." Right, divergences. So training courses on divergences, and all of a sudden you're off down a rabbit hole. But what you've missed is you found 2 divergences that worked, but you missed the 3 that didn't. And you missed the fact that 50% of them are useless. I'll tell you that. Because I've done it. I've been there. I've traded it. That's what I want to be able to do is people say, "Have you heard of divergences? Here's a 15-minute waffle." Glad I didn't go down that rabbit hole. Elliott wave. The amount of questions I get on Elliott wave. Don't go down that rabbit hole. It's market structure. Look, I've got it on my t-shirt. Market structure trader. It's Elliott wave. It's all the same stuff. Goes up, goes down, goes up. A, B, C, D. Market structure. Yeah. It's also Fibonacci. It's all the same stuff. Exactly the same stuff. But you can do 3 courses for £3,000 each that will teach you the same thing. The market goes up and down in waves. You can call them Elliott, Fibonacci, or Lee. They're all the same thing. Don't waste your time on it. That's what I want to deliver. I want to tell people all this stuff that I've learned over 20 years and why you shouldn't be doing any of it. Still can't tell you exactly what you should be doing because I can't see the future. But that's another thing, isn't it? We'll learn about that. I think the member sessions are loaded with quality information. Yeah, but that's the sort of thing I want to give more of. Making them shorter will be helpful. Absorbing 3 hours worth of information in one session is overwhelming. Yeah, so that's the idea. It's 15-minute sessions every single day. 15 to 30 minutes. So course material today is trading software. Okay, so we're going to go through trading software. There's MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. We've also got multi-charts, we've got Rhythmic, we've got NinjaTrader, Think or Swim, and there'll also be others like TradingView. But basically, at the end of the day, who are you choosing as a broker? I'm choosing IC Markets. What software do they provide? They provide this one and this one. Okay, so those are the ones you're going to be using. They're all the same. What they do is they plot a candlestick on a chart, which is a representation of price over time. You just need to learn the buy and the sell button, and how the trading platform works. If you Google that, you can watch an hour's worth of video that will teach you that. Okay, so that's trading software. It's an interface between your computer and your broker. There you go, Harold, there's a short. That's the answer, right? We don't need to spend 2 hours on it. Who's your broker? What do they offer you? 4. Which one do you like the look of? Well, I get on better with TradingView, to be honest, because it's online and I can do it from my laptop downstairs and upstairs. That's your software. But I can't use any of your EAs on it. No, you can't. Do you want to use my EAs or do you want to use TradingView? Well, I want to use both. Okay. Does your broker offer both? No. Then you need a new broker. What's a broker? I can answer all of this stuff in 10 minutes. You don't need to spend hours on it. On Baby Pips, there's a 3-part course on software. You don't have a choice. It's your broker. They're the one that tells you which one it is. Direct speaking might be intimidated to non-native speakers. Yes, I'm sorry I'm English, FTNet, but I can't do anything about that. Yeah. If you speak a different language, I don't know if you do or not, but whoever, if somebody doesn't speak English, I can't help. I'm English. I do not speak any other languages. Therefore, if we cannot communicate, you need to find someone in your country that can. I can't change that. Yeah. And I have been asked to translate everything I do into Spanish, Portuguese, and well, that's the same thing, isn't it? Spanish, Japanese, whatever, Russian. No. But if somebody wants to do that, that's fine. Do it. I've got a channel at the moment, right? This guy called Rafa. And I really, really want to know his prop strategy because I'm interested. He's ICT. And he's the if this is true, and I don't know if he is true, but if he is true, he's the only person I have seen actually making money using ICT concepts. And I'm 90% sure he's not using ICT concepts. I think he's doing his own variation on this, but it's easier for him to deliver it in that way. So I'm desperate to find out exactly how he's doing it because I see him come up on Top Step on their leaderboard every now and again. So I know he's actually making money and he's fairly consistent because he comes up often. Not, I've seen him once. He's now got a YouTube channel with however many subscribers. 14, he's only got 14,000. It's tiny. Same amount as me pretty much. But yeah, but he's Portuguese. Yeah. I can't, and forget the way he looks, which is awesome, but I can't understand a word of it, and I can't translate it. I can't do anything about it, so I can't follow him. And I've only got one question, but I can't communicate with him either. I can't do anything about that. It's just what it is. Like you said, your streams need to be you trading, banking money, and showcasing your experience. Learning and teaching should be done elsewhere. Yeah. Well, not necessarily through monthly subs, just elsewhere. I'm happy to put all my stuff up on here and be paid in advertising revenue. It won't be much. Advertising revenue on YouTube is a myth. People that have millions of followers are making hundreds of thousands a year. People that have 100,000 followers are making a couple of grand a year. Yeah, I can't make money out of this, therefore I'm not going to try. Yeah, if I suddenly had a million followers, then it might start generating some money. But then I'm a YouTuber, aren't I? I'm not a trader. There are some traders that have got huge followings, but they're not me. This idiot. Whoa. I go down the gym a lot, so you'll see a lot of this stuff coming up. Oh, that's brilliant. Look at that. But yeah, some people like that, not like that, trying to make money out of YouTube. Gambler, total gambler. But he does all this short stuff. You know, it's just not what I do. bollocks. He doesn't know how banks work. You know, it's just so much. Look at all of it. Think about what this guy's saying. Yeah, this is the problem. This is part of the problem. If the range before 12 o'clock is smaller or greater than the range after 12 o'clock, it means there's been more or less volume by buyers or sellers during that period and that period. It means nothing. It means that Barclays got a massive order from Microsoft to execute in the morning. There was enough liquidity there to do it, so they did. In the afternoon, the order from Microsoft was complete, did not get executed, therefore the range was smaller because the other banks didn't have enough volume that afternoon. It doesn't mean anything. What he will go on to teach you is that if you place an order in one direction or another and wrap a risk reward around it, which is higher than that, you will make money. And he's just dishing up crap to get you to buy something. That's all it is. I can backtest this strategy and build it in 10 minutes. It won't work. Got to get rid of all this crap. Professional trader. Beginner trader. I love watching all this stuff. Holy grail of trading. Why a high win rate strategy won't make you money. Okay. What do you think they're going to do? I'm intrigued. Oh, they don't even give you the answer. Is this the sort of stuff that you're saying I should put out, Harold? Oh, it's not for me. Honestly. Anyway, God, we're waffling this morning, aren't we? Let's have a look and see if anything's actually broken today. Oh, I'm long on the FTSE. Nothing else is moving. Terrible. No volume today at all. MT5 is working as well. That's good. Train an AI bot in Discord to scan and reply to silly questions. I could do that, but that takes time, Harold. That's the one thing I don't have. Shipcat, it's all about the levels for me. What levels? You have simplified trading for me. All the gurus out there make it so complicated because if they don't, they won't be able to sell a course. Yeah. This is it. It's very like this is my whole point. I'm covering it in a lot more detail than I wanted to this morning, but this is my whole point about what I do. Is it's not complicated, and it doesn't matter how you do it. It's what it is about is getting into the market and waiting for the market to move. That's the only thing that you have, because it only does that, and that. Doesn't matter what time frame you look at it on. Every candlestick will be bullish or bearish, and it will move through time painting new ones. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can use to predict future price movement. You have risk. You can observe things that happen over and over again and apply risk in the hope that they will happen again. It's what happens after you apply that risk is what makes you the money. Yeah. Whether you apply a trailing stop loss or don't apply a trailing stop loss will make a difference to your P&L. So Euro New Zealand at the beginning of this stream, I had trailing stop losses on it. I haven't looked at it since. I have either been stopped out or I have locked in more profit. I have no control. I have done nothing. But as a trader, I am out. There you go. And look where I got stopped out. Price never got anywhere near it. Why did I get stopped out? Because my broker spread me to take the money. That's why I got stopped out. Yeah. Again, this sort of stuff is so important. Yeah. Price has never got anywhere near that. I back tested this. I got a reverse alert. The reverse alert was invalidated, so I carried on making money. No, you didn't. Your broker took it. Important stuff. You only learn that when you're doing it live. But there you go. I'm out. So I've just banked that profit. But I didn't do that. The market did that. I was waiting for the market to do that or that today. And it decided to do that for one candle. Then my broker decided to take my money, which is a little bit different, obviously. But yeah, and now it's going back down again, and it's going to continue to make me more money, hopefully, down to this area here. But this is not stuff. This is stuff I can cover in the normal live streams. This isn't education. This is just what happens, isn't it? But that's a different type of content, isn't it? There's no point in me doing a video on this now and posting it, because all it's going to tell people is that Robo-Forex spread the market. All brokers spread the market. Anyway, I'll go because it's 20 past 10. I'll be back tomorrow for the member stream. We're going to cover something tomorrow. So I think what I'd like to use tomorrow for, if members can come in, is a kind of an open Q&A type session where I'm going to go through what my plan is to deliver content, and I'd like some input in there, ideally. So I've got to get ORB V2 or V3 actually, as it is, done as well. So I need to spend a bit of time on that tomorrow. So it won't be a particularly long session tomorrow morning, but I'm going to put together the list of what I'm planning to do, and I'm going to post it in the members stream. And it would be really good to get some feedback on what you think it would be useful and what wouldn't be useful. Okay, so because I don't know how long anybody's been trading. I don't know anybody's experience levels, what anybody's finances are, or anything like that. And I don't want to deliver content specific to that. I want to deliver content specific to what everybody needs to be aware of and everybody needs to know to make money. So I've put together a list of all of that, and I'd like to know, ideally tomorrow, what everybody already thinks they know about each particular bit, and just like bash through it really to get an idea of what everybody needs to know and what everybody really does know. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, I think, tomorrow morning, which is kind of what I was going to do this morning, but I've just waffled on. So I'll get that out in the Discord channel for the members, and then obviously you can give a little bit of feedback on that. And I'm hoping to sort of start these sorts of new sessions beginning of April. But obviously it's going to need a little bit of planning on my part. So, but these will carry on as normal, the 8 o'clock and obviously the 1:15 or 1:30 stroke 2:30, depending on the times. Streams will carry on as normal, but they'll just be really short. And it'll be just about watching the trades play out and general analysis. Yeah. So nothing to do with education, because that's a separate thing, isn't it? As you've said. All right, so I'll leave it there today. We'll see what happens with these this morning. At the moment, we're not going anywhere, are we? So double hedge at the moment to deal with on those two. And can't really do a lot with this if it's not going to go anywhere this morning. So we'll have a look at these tomorrow as well and just see where they went. But tomorrow's a new day, isn't it? So I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be back on Wednesday afternoon for the US session as normal, and then we'll go from there. But any input you've got, guys, obviously just message me in Discord. Anything that you would like to see, or anything that you see anybody else doing that you like the way they do it, and you think that's a good way to do it, I'm open to all sorts of suggestions, basically. But I just want to get stuff organized so I have less of these types of waffly sessions, really. So. All right, have a good day. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be in Discord or Telegram, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one.